Now on Good Morning Northwest, Israel launches a strike in Lebanon, killing a top Hamas leader. Will that escalate into an all-out war?
The warm-up continues with an average day today, but the real hot weather is coming in starting tomorrow. We'll tell you how hot and for how long.
And fires raging all around our region. We look at the progress as crews fight to save property and how that fight could impact you. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Natalie Grant. Today is Wednesday, July 31st. Welcome to it. Let's start things off with Mark Peterson and a look at our first alert forecast as we kick off our day.
Yeah, wrapping up this month on a warm note, and also we're going to go into August on a hotter note. We look at our current conditions right now, a little bit of haze, air quality is good, and we're sitting at 62 degrees with less wind than we had last hour. The wheat, they're getting ready for harvest around here. It's coming, and it's going to be hot and dry. Sunny and warm today, but the heat wave begins Thursday. More hot, dry weather ahead, and then we're going to be in the triple digits for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, in some areas Sunday. So just be aware that we're coming into this. We want you to be prepared for it. Around Washington, Oregon, Idaho, hardly any cloud cover, some high thin clouds, that's it. Currently, we're sitting into the low 60s, pretty comfortable, 59 into Cheney, and we've got 56 over into Hayden. Look for 63 into Coeur d'Alene. Your forecast today, yeah, ice cream. Oh, doesn't that sound great? You're going to have to be quick at eating it, though. We're going to be in the upper 80s today. 89 will be our high at noon. We're going to be sitting at 80 degrees.
Mark, thanks. Well, we begin with breaking news this morning. Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh has been killed in Iran's capital of Tehran.
These latest attacks add fear that a wider regional war could break out at any moment. Hannah Joy is at the Breaking Now desk with updates on this political attack.
Thank you, Robin. Iranian state media say an investigation is underway following the killing of Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh. This political leader is the second leader of an Iranian-backed militant group. Lebanon's caretaker PM has called Israel's attack on his country a violation of international law, as Israel stands defiant in their right to protect themselves. Just one day before Haniyeh was killed, he met with Iran's newly elected president Masoud Pezeshkian. Before the president's inauguration ceremony, in a statement, Hamas claims that their leader was killed in a, quote, Zionist raid in his residence. After the ceremony, ABC News foreign correspondent Marcus Moore shared insight into what the attack could mean for future stability in the region.
The strike here in Lebanon's capital was meant to send a strong message, but it's also raising concerns that Hezbollah's potential response will only add to the risk of this spiraling out of control.
As of now, there are protests in Hamas that could spread globally. Coming up in the next half hour, we are turning our attention a little closer to home. The leader of a controversial plan to put Donald Trump back in the White House is stepping down. I'm tracking the latest Project 2025 developments. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Hannah, thanks. Well, new developments this morning to a story we first brought you last night. The hours-long standoff near Minnehaha Park is over. SWAT teams and hostage negotiators worked into the early morning hours on East Frederick and North Dearborn. The suspect barricaded himself inside of a home there. Police say that the standoff is related to a drive-by shooting that happened yesterday near Hilliard. Right now, we're still waiting for more details from police about what exactly happened. Of course, we'll pass those along as soon as we learn more.
Continuing our fire watch coverage, we are following several fires burning in our area this morning. Level 2 evacuations remain in place in North Garfield County for the Lower Granite Fire. It's burning north of Pomeroy. According to the Garfield County Sheriff's Office, the wildfire started Monday afternoon on South Deadman Road. It's burned about 14,500 acres. It's not at all contained. People living near South Deadman Road need to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. People living in Pomeroy not affected by the evacuation notices. 87 fire personnel are working on this fire.
Meanwhile, crews in Idaho are continuing to make progress this morning on a wildfire burning about half an hour east of Lewiston. The Department of Lands now says the Gwen fire is 34% contained. That's up from just 10% earlier yesterday. Firefighters capitalized on this recent rain and made progress on the fire. Some families have been able to return home, but there are still evacuation orders in effect. The fire has burned 45 square miles and torn through several homes and businesses. You can watch our stories of people in Julietta escaping the flames on KXLY.com.
Well, right now, close to 500 people are battling the Sawwilla fire burning northwest of Spokane in Ferry County and the Colville Reservation near Grand Coulee. Fire crews say it is now 45% contained. The command chief is saying the weather played a major factor.
Things are looking really good. The weather, as you've seen, we've had a little bit of cloud cover. We've had a few showers the last couple days, which really allowed our firefighters to get in on this fire, get some of those control lines put in, and now it's just mopping up some of those sections and getting this fire put to bed. I'll hit around.
And just south of Spokane and Latah Valley, one lane remains closed on northbound Highway 195 as crews are finishing cleaning up a small brush fire near South Mullen Hill Road. No word yet on when the highway will be completely reopened, but we'll be keeping a close eye on all of these fires, and we'll let you know. Be sure to download the KXLY app and turn on those push notifications to get important updates sent straight to your phone.
All right, Spokane dog owners want to let you know about this happening. On Monday, the High Bridge Dog Park in West Spokane is set to close for renovations until October. When it's done, there will be small and large dog areas, better lighting, more parking spaces, and seating.
Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:06.
Warming up a little bit, but not like it's going to get later.
No, today is going to be a normal day, but with excessive heat watch for Friday and Saturday. Again, we're trying to seek AC when we can, drinking water. You know, people who are healthy are probably just going to be able to do just fine, but there's a lot of people affected by the heat. We want to make sure that you're looking out for them. We're going to have a full check of the forecast coming up.
The primaries are less than a week away. If you haven't registered to vote yet and want to vote in the primaries, there's still time to do so in person. We'll have more on ballot security coming up.
And California's park fire moves up in the history books. Coming up, the strange way the devastating wildfire started. That's next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I've always been drawn to artists like this.
Yeah, me too. This used to be one of my favorites when I was younger.
You're me.
Yeah, after you quit the firm and follow your passion. Where do you find the time? After work, studying with others who are looking for more.
Continue your education online or in person. Now accepting applications. Face your future with Whitworth University. Adult education programs.
My denture's uncomfortable.
Dracula, let's fight back against discomfort with new Polygrip Power Max Hold and Comfort. It has superior hold, plus keeps us comfy all day with its pressure-absorbing layer.
Time for the bite.
If your mouth could talk, it would ask for
Polygrip.
Well, it's almost election time. Typical politicians trying to tell us they're conservative.
Yeah, well, that's not Congressman Newhouse. He worked with the liberals to try to remove Trump. And don't get me started on that Sessler.
He's not just a vegan.
Sessler wants a 30% tax on everything we buy.
Even my haircut.
Even my beer. He wants 30% if I want to buy new land.
So the choice is a never-Trumper or a vegan.
Tiffany Smiley.
Oh, Smiley's the one.
I really like her.
MWSA Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Our biggest challenge? Uncertainty. Hidden fees, surcharges, who knows what to expect.
Turn shipping to your advantage.
Keep it simple with clear upfront pricing.
With USPS Ground Advantage.
Our cost of living is out of control, and people are hurting. Gas, food, and housing prices are among the nation's highest. The cost of crime is soaring, and we're the worst for taxes and spending. As governor, I will fund what works, fix what doesn't, and stop spending money we just don't have. Bob Ferguson won't change a thing. I will. And that's the difference.
Dave Reichert.
Democratic candidate Carmilla Conroy doesn't fit our district. She wants higher taxes for the rich and Obamacare for everyone. Democrat Carmilla Conroy is too far left, and that isn't right.
I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message.
Not the best sound to start your day with, is it? Your next decision should be to call Precision. Our professionally trained technicians are here to provide you with award-winning service every time, so we can get you back up and running fast. Call or book online today.
Hey, good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning. It's now 9 minutes after 6. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. We are following new developments overnight in the Sonia Massey shooting.
Reverend Al Sharpton is calling for the release of certain employment records. It follows the release of audio of a past employer reprimanding Sean Grayson, who's charged with murdering Massey. Additionally, a union says it won't proceed with a grievance filed to reinstate Grayson, and the county sheriff said he won't resign despite calls for him to step down.
The Park Fire in Butte County, California is now the 5th largest wildfire in the state's history. Fire officials say it's burned nearly 400,000 acres, or about 600 square miles, destroying nearly 200 structures. At last update, the fire is 14% contained. It began about a week ago. According to court documents, that man, Ronnie Dean Stout's accused of starting the fire by spinning his wheels in tall grass and then pushing the burning car down an embankment. Stout has not entered a plea. He's being held without bail.
President Biden is expected to kick off the Democratic National Convention as the keynote speaker on the first night. Biden was previously slated to close the program, but with the president passing the torch to Vice President Kamala Harris, plans have changed. The following night, former Presidents Bill Clinton and Barack Obama may speak. Kamala Harris's running mate will speak to the convention on Wednesday night, and then Harris will cap off the convention on Thursday, once she is formally named the Democratic candidate.
And Harris is reportedly close to choosing her running mate. Sources say an announcement could happen in the next few days. Once that happens, Harris and her running mate will campaign together in several battleground states beginning Tuesday. Sources say Harris has had preliminary conversations with some of the contenders, and she has asked close advisors for their opinions. Some of those top contenders include Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona, and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
It's a Wednesday morning, your 10-second takeaway on the TV right now. Going to be sunny and warm today, really quite nice. Those light colors to reflect some of the heat. Hydrate, drink your water. And our high today is going to be 89 degrees.
Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:11.
If you haven't jumped on the pickleball bandwagon, Spokane's about to make it even easier for you. Who it's teaming up with to possibly bring more courts and opportunity for players.
And we want to make voting easier for you and help you understand the process. Up next, Marissa Rio is live at the elections office with what you need to know in the days leading up to Washington's primaries.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers on the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Don't wait. Get the deal you can't miss. Lease a 2024 F-150 STX Super Crew for just $399 a month. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Over the last 24 years, I've been building a diverse coalition to use our social and political capital to make positive change in our community. While on the City Council, I led the revitalization of East Sprague, eventually investing over $40 million, creating new infrastructure that led to new housing and new businesses. That's why I want to take my experience to Olympia to fight for Spokane, and I ask for your support.
Paid for by Friends of Ben Stuckert, Democrat.
You know, if you were cash back and you could earn on everything with just one card, Chase Freedom Unlimited. So if you're off the racking or crab cracking, you're cash backing. Cash back on flapjacks, baby backs, or tacos at the taco shack.
Nah, I'm working on my six-pack.
Switch to a king suite.
Or book a silent retreat.
Silent retreat? Oh, hold up. Yeah, I can't talk right now. I'm at a silent retreat. Cash back on everything you buy with Chase Freedom Unlimited with no annual fee. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
Denver Mattress has always believed in investing right here with American-made mattresses built with unrivaled quality and sold at factory direct prices. Because improving your sleep life should always be easy and affordable. And during the anniversary 4-day super sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Get up to $300 off our Doctor's Choice lineup, or get 60 months no interest and free shipping. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
I'm Tiffany Smiley, and I approve this message.
He's been in office way too long. He's completely out of touch. Even voted to give total amnesty and citizenship to millions of illegal immigrants. You might be thinking Joe Biden, but it's Dan Newhouse. That's right. Amnesty Dan and Sleepy Joe worked together to encourage the invasion of gangs, drugs, and crime into our communities. So now it's time for Dan and Joe to go.
The right window shade can do more than just cover a window. Imagine shades that light up to illuminate dark spaces. Shades that adjust automatically for the best lighting or privacy. Shades that improve energy efficiency for lower utility bills. All with legendary Hunter Douglas quality for style that lasts. Hunter Douglas. Shades like no other.
The Make It Ford summer sales event is on. Amazing offers, like the Built Wild Bronco family. Get the deal you can't miss. Lease a 2024 Bronco Sport Big Ben for just $369 a month, only at your local Ford dealer.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Good morning and welcome back. It's 6:15. We are less than a week away from the Washington primaries.
And if you haven't registered to vote yet, don't worry. There's still time to do so in person if you're wanting to vote in the primaries. Marissa Rio is live at the elections office this morning with more on voting in these primary elections. Marissa, what do people need to know?
Good morning, Robin and Natalie. Like you mentioned, if you want to vote in the primary elections and haven't registered to vote yet, you do still have time to do so in person. You have until August 6th by 8 p.m. to do so. Now, concerns over mail-in ballots and security have grown over the past few years, but there are several security measures that take place to ensure your ballots are safe. For one, in Spokane, there are election observers that are in charge of keeping an eye on the election process and making sure everything runs fairly. Here in Washington State, election observers are appointed through political parties, campaigns, and candidates.
I've gotten more faith in our system because I don't think I had as much faith before.
A Democratic Party observer said she became an observer because she was curious about what makes the election process safe and reliable. She echoed a similar message.
Some people don't realize how much verification there is, that if people came to see what it looks like here, at least in Washington, that would allay their fears.
For information on how to track your ballot, you can visit our website at kxly.com. Now, the Spokane County Elections Office says there has been an uptick in people wanting to volunteer to become observers in the election process. Now, these observers are trained to not interfere with the elections process, but to supervise it every step of the way, from when the centers open to how these votes are counted. Live from the Spokane County Elections Office, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Marissa, thanks so much. This is a live look over downtown Spokane at our beautiful Riverfront Park.
As we kick off our day here, which Mark is calling average, which may not be a good thing all the time, but in this case,
it's perfect.
Yeah.
87 is a normal high. We're looking at 89 degrees. Riverfront Park, a perfect place during a day like today to get out, have a bite to eat. Our air quality is good. We have moderate up north of Republic and then over into that northwest corner of Montana, where some of the smoke's settling into those valleys. But the rest of it is looking pretty good. Now, hour by hour, we're going to have plenty of sunshine. Really, if we see any clouds, high, thin ones, that's it. 10 o'clock this morning, it's going to be into the mid-70s. By noon, we're going to be at around 80 degrees, and then the mid-80s at about 2 o'clock. 87, that normal high, we'll hit that at 3, and then we're going to be in the upper 80s, and we can see bank signs all over the place with low 90s. So just be aware, it is going to be warm today. There's no doubt. Now, temperatures as we wake up and head out, 60 degrees along the I-90 corridor, 62 officially, 52 into Deer Park, and Cheney, you're at 58. We have temperatures in around 60, 63 into Coeur d'Alene. Not a bad start to the day. We have really no cloud cover to talk about. We're looking great. We do have energy over into parts of eastern Montana and areas of the Dakotas, but that's the only moisture that we can see. Unfortunately, it does come with some thunderstorm activity. For us, high and dry. We're going to see maybe some cloud cover coming in for Friday, but that'd be about it, and that'd be early Friday morning. And when we look at the smoke forecast, we're not seeing the smoke in some of these distant fires come over the top of us. We're going to see them continue to move south to north, and we're pulling in from some cleaner air that's coming over the top of us, and that's going to allow us to maintain that good air quality at least through today and possibly tomorrow. The heat is moving in, no doubt about it, all right? We are going to see temperatures that are coming in from that heat dome that are going to come in for the heat wave, and we're going to see that really on Thursday. That'll continue into Friday and Saturday. We're going to stay in the heat all the way through next week. We're going to have temperatures above average expected all the way through Wednesday, potentially Thursday. When we look at what we can see for highs today, we're near 90. We're going to be low 90s, Grand Coulee, Moses Lake. Look at Tri-Cities at 94 degrees if you're heading down there. LC Valley, they're going to be into the mid-90s with mid-80s into North Idaho. For us, we start to warm up tomorrow to well above average 98. Record heat potential Friday and Saturday. Friday looks to set a new record. The old record, or the current record's 101. We're going to have temperatures into the mid to upper 90s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So, again, what we went through much of July. Get ready for that heat.
Wow. We're all pros at this point at the heat.
I think so, yeah, pro level.
Exactly. Thanks, Mark. Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:20.
And coming up, hear what has Washington State's head coach Jake Dickert so excited about the start of his team's fall camp. Plus, the Spokane Chiefs just put out a bid for a massive opportunity. That is coming up next in sports.
Thanks so much for starting your Wednesday with us right here on Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back after this break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Need an account to high five about? Boost your checking balance with 5.5% APY on Kasasa Cash Checking or 5.5% cash back on purchases with Kasasa Cash Back. Only at Progression's Credit Union. It's easy. Qualify for rewards like ATM surcharge refunds up to $25. Other activities include 1 ACH deposit or withdrawal each month, 12 monthly debit card transactions, and enrolling in e-statements. Give your money a high five with Progression's Credit Union. Learn more at progressioncu.org.
I have a love for design, and here at Wildflowers, I am the window treatment specialist. If you have needs for window shades or drapery or anything that can help enhance your home, please come in and visit us. I came to Wildflowers for the opportunity to help customers find ways to renovate and update their home and love the space that they live in. We offer multiple discounts year-round. It's gratifying to have customers come in and tell us about the new products that they have and their enthusiasm for the new look and the new update.
My name is Connie, and I have stage 3 breast cancer. I'm an RN, and I've been working for several years in the profession, so I decided that I wanted to seek out a second opinion. I think getting a second opinion is vitally important. I went to Summit Cancer. Everybody in the facility treats me like I am the only one they're looking after. I would highly recommend Summit Cancer Centers.
50th, dead last. Washington has the lowest number of law enforcement officers per capita of any state. That's unacceptable. As governor, I'll fix it. Public safety is my top priority. I'll hire more police and first responders, create a statewide response unit to tackle the fentanyl crisis, and invest the $1 billion I won from drug companies to increase treatment. Washingtonians must feel safe and be safe for our state to thrive.
Elevate your summer with cashback checking and savings accounts from Canopy Credit Union with an incredible 6.17 annual percentage yield on your first $25,000 in your checking account and a generous 4.07 annual percentage yield on your first $50,000 in your savings. You can potentially earn over $3,500 a year. Level up your finances this summer. Canopy Credit Union. Here, you grow. Limits and conditions apply.
Welcome into Morning Sports. I'm Julian Minensohn. WSU kicks off fall camp this morning, but for the Cougs, there are still a lot of unknowns. They still need to figure out who the starting quarterback will be, either John Mateer or Zevi Eckhouse. They will be playing in a different schedule this season as part of the Mountain West Scheduling Alliance, and with a lot of new faces, it's hard to tell just how good this team can be, at least right now. These questions may be alarming to a lot of teams, but not for Coach Dicker.
It's like a kid in a candy store at Christmas. It's time to get going. This is what you work for. This is what you do. It's time to capitalize on the fruits of your labor. Football is a unique game. You practice it so much more than you play it. So to finally, have a game in sight and a target in mind is exciting for all of us.
And we will have day one reaction of fall camp tonight at Fort News Now at 6 o'clock. The Spokane Chiefs are putting in a bid to bring the 2026 Memorial Cup to the Spokane Arena. The 10-day event would be in May of 2026, and it features the 3 champions from each of the Canadian major junior hockey leagues. That's the Western Hockey League, Ontario Hockey League, and Quebec Maritimes Junior Hockey League. The team representing the host city would also earn an automatic bid. The Chiefs hosted the Memorial Cup back in 1998, which at the time set attendance records. And the Red Sox took an early early lead on this Rafael Devers home run in last night's game, but it was the Mariners who had the last laugh. They bounced back against Boston, winning by a score of 10-6. The newest Mariners, Justin Turner and Randy Arozarena, had a combined 3 RBIs in the game, and they'll look to win the series rubber match at 1:10 today at Fenway Park. That'll wrap us up for morning sports.
Well, you could soon start seeing some more pickleball courts popping up all around Spokane.
Don't hate that. Today, the city's park board will consider a plan to establish a working relationship with the Spokane Pickleball Club. On your screen is video of 2 of the city's newest pickleball courts that opened in June at Corbin Park. It has a net, a resurfaced court, but not all courts across the city look like this. The memorandum says that Spokane parks currently provide a lower than average level of service for pickleball. If the city and the organization partner up, the pickleball club would be allowed to host paid tournaments after filing permits with the city, and all money from those events would go toward improving sport courts. Meanwhile, the Parks Commission would agree to focus fundraising efforts to build a regional pickleball facility. To see where that facility would be built, find this story on KXLY.com.
Yeah, I'm sure you're not mad about that.
No, we need more places. Get everybody involved.
It's fun.
It's so fun. It's now 6:25.
It is a controversial plan hoping to guide Donald Trump back into the White House, Project 2025. But this morning, the director of the project is stepping down. Why? He's given up that role. That's next.
Plus, a North Idaho dog boarding facility shut down, and a family's asking for answers after their dog's sudden death. What police say they found at that facility just ahead. As we send you to a commercial break, here's your first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, summer travel and those soaring hotel parking fees.
A parking fee of maybe like $10 a day 5 years ago. Now we're seeing some at like $40 a day.
From a San Francisco boutique city hotel that charges $75 a night, that I might expect, to a rural South Carolina hotel charging $30 a night. And sometimes hotels are even charging guests who don't plan on parking a car at all. Lauren Wolf, founder of KillResortFees.com, says this happened to her at a hotel in Alabama.
We were just dropped off there. So it was really surprising to see that this was on the bill.
Wolf says she disputed the $25 a night fee and her hotel agreed to take it off her bill. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the expert advice you need to know before pulling into that hotel parking lot. With your GMA First Look, I'm Becky Worley, ABC News, Syracuse, New York.
You might be used to living with your albuterol asthma rescue inhaler, but it's a bit of a dinosaur because it only treats your symptoms, not inflammation. Treating both symptoms and inflammation with Rescue is supported by asthma experts. Finally, there's a modern way to treat symptoms and asthma attacks. Air Supra is the first ever dual-action rescue inhaler that treats your asthma symptoms and helps prevent attacks. Air Supra is the only rescue FDA approved to do both. Air Supra is an as-needed rescue inhaler and should not be used as a maintenance treatment for asthma. Get medical help right away if your breathing does not improve, continues to worsen, or for serious allergic reactions. Using Air Supra more than prescribed could be life-threatening. Serious side effects include heart problems, increased risk of thrush, or infections. Welcome to the modern age of dual-action asthma rescue. Ask your doctor if Air Supra is right for you.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY Plus.
Hey, honey, I hear that Eagle Rock RV and Boat Storage can accommodate all of our storage needs.
Yeah, and all indoor units are powered with lighting and plug-ins to keep our RV and boat batteries charged.
And you know what I love? The extra wide driveways. It makes it easy to move around.
And I love their motto, protect and preserve. And they use a state-of-the-art security system with awesome customer service.
And they're staffed 7 days a week for indoor and outdoor storage access.
Eagle Rock RV and Boat Storage.
All the fun you can fit into summer.
Call or click today to check out their units.
Honeymoon phase over already, huh?
You know, these things normally take a while to figure out, and these
We get you compensated fairly and only get paid after you win.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
Please welcome Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, next, Kelly.
Oh, your first kiss.
Oh, easy. We kissed midair.
You had a flying first kiss?
I did.
Mine sucked.
Watch Kelly Clarkson today at 3.
higher prices, a wide-open border, dysfunction in D.C. We need new leadership in Washington. We need Michael Baumgartner. He'll stop the reckless spending. Baumgartner will work to close the southern border once and for all. And he'll never stop fighting for Eastern Washington families. It's time for a change. It's time for a common sense conservative. It's time for Michael Baumgartner in Congress. Conservatives for American Excellence is responsible for the content of this advertising.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
The 4 News Now Story Tracker starts this half hour with the stories people are reading about this morning. In Washington, D.C., things got heated as Acting Director of the Secret Service Ronald Rowe testified about the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. During the hearing, Rowe showed images for the first time of the view a local sniper team could have had. He believes it would have enabled them to see Thomas Matthew Crooks before he opened fire. House lawmakers have established a bipartisan task force to investigate the security failures. A final report is expected by December.
Well, the triathlon competitions went ahead in Paris today. Both the men's and women's races wrapping up just a few hours ago. Concerns over water quality in the River Seine caused the men's race to be postponed yesterday. More rain came into Paris overnight, but the World Triathlon and Paris 2024 determined the water quality was good enough to go ahead. Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:31. I'm Natalie Grant.
And I'm Robin Nance. Welcome to your Wednesday. It is July 31st. We want to start this half hour with some breaking news overnight about a wildfire in Grant County. It started late last night near Soap Lake, briefly causing level 3 evacuations. Those were lifted just after midnight. But according to the sheriff's office, one man was arrested for first-degree reckless burning for causing the fire. One person was seriously injured. Several vehicles and outbuildings were destroyed. Further damage assessment is underway. We'll pass that along to you when we learn more.
We're going to start off this half hour here with Mark Peterson and a look at our first alert forecast. Good morning, Mark.
All right, and good morning. So here's the deal. We don't have a lot of cloud coverage, just a little bit of light summer haze. Look at that beautiful shot over Coeur d'Alene, 56. We're at 62. It's a nice start to the day. Of course, we're awaiting the arrival of the flowers to get ready to be harvested. Oh, it's so nice. Sunny and warm today. The heat wave really starts tomorrow. It's going to be more hot, dry weather all the way through the weekend into next week. And of course, this weekend, we'll throw Friday into the mix. Temperatures in the triple digits. We see really nary a cloud in around Washington, Idaho, even Oregon. That high pressure is really dominating the scene. Temperatures this morning are cool into Deer Park. You're at 52 degrees and sunny. Sunny and 61 Liberty Lake. Everyone's got sunshine. Temperatures into the mid-50s for Hayden and low 60s for Post Falls and Coeur d'Alene. So all in all, a really nice start to the day. Here's how our day planner sets up. We're going to have plenty of warm temperatures for this afternoon, but it's going to be around average. 87's a normal high. We're going to get up to 89. That's going to happen around 6 o'clock, and then it will cool quickly overnight. We're going to talk about the northern lights coming up in just a few minutes.
Breaking overnight, the director of the controversial conservative playbook Project 2025 has stepped down.
According to CNN, it's because of intense criticism Paul Dans received from former President Donald Trump. Let's check in with Hannah Joy at the Breaking Now desk. And Hannah, what does this mean for the status of Project 2025?
So here's what we have, and here's what we know right now. Trump criticized the work of Paul Dans, who steered the conservative blueprint for Project 2025. Project 2025's goal is to radically reshape the federal government and American life. Trump has worked to distance himself from Project 2025. For some, that could be difficult to believe entirely because Dans served as a top official when Trump was in office. A review found at least 140 people who worked in the Trump administration also contributed to Project 2025. Trump's team slammed the conservative playbook effort, saying its demise would be, quote, greatly welcomed. In part, former President Donald Trump says in a social media post, "I know nothing about Project 2025. I have no idea who is behind it. I disagree with some of the things they're saying, and some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous." To answer your question, Natalie, the status of Project 2025 is still undetermined since the stepping down of Paul Dans. Today, Trump is scheduled to speak at the National Association of Black Journalists Convention in Chicago, where this matter may be addressed. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Hannah, thanks for that update. Taking a look around the nation this morning, 2 bills aimed at protecting kids and teens online are now headed for the House for approval after passing overwhelmingly in the Senate. The package beefs up privacy protection for children and limits targeted advertisements towards them. Years in the making, this marks a major step in Congress's ongoing effort to regulate massive tech companies.
This bill is not about censorship. It is truly about product design.
These bills will provide the appropriate guardrails necessary to protect kids against online threats.
Snap, X, and Microsoft have all endorsed these safeguards, but Meta stopped short of supporting the bills, and Google declined to comment. While the package passed easily on both sides of the aisle in the Senate, the path ahead remains unclear in the Republican-led House.
Child development experts say the amount of time you spend on your phone or computer could determine how much time your kids sit in front of screens. A survey found the average screen time on phones for millennials and Gen Z is more than 6 hours. Education and health experts say this technology can have a trickle-down effect, having an impact across all generations.
I think it can be frustrating, knowing that he's going to encounter it. It's kind of out of my control as a parent.
To cope with this growing influence of technology, health and education professionals recommend making screen time more social, being cautious of what you are consuming, and taking breaks frequently.
Boar's Head is recalling an additional 7 million pounds of deli meat as federal authorities investigate a deadly outbreak of listeria food poisoning. The new recall includes 77 products under the Boar's Head and Old Country brands. It follows an earlier recall of more than 200,000 pounds of sliced deli poultry and meat, including liverwurst, ham, salami, bologna, and other products made from the company's the company's Virginia plant. The recalls are tied to an ongoing outbreak of listeria poisoning that's killed 2 people and sickened nearly 36 people in 13 states. Listeria symptoms can occur quickly or up to 10 weeks after eating contaminated food.
A recent review in the Canadian Journal of Cardiology suggests plant-based meat alternatives may be healthier for your heart than actual meat. Researchers reviewed studies published between 1970 and 2023 and found many differences in the nutritional content of meat substitutes. The studies found that risk factors for heart disease, including total cholesterol and body weight, improved when various animal-based meats were replaced with a substitute made from plants. The alternatives were made from soy, peas, wheat, or fungus and were associated with lower levels of LDL, known as bad cholesterol.
Coeur d'Alene police and animal control are investigating a local kennel since a dog died shortly after returning to its owner. Faithful Canine Trainer in Coeur d'Alene is now closed. The owner of the dog that died says the kennel didn't take proper care of her pet during a recent heat wave. Tiffany Price Eddington says she's taken her dogs to Faithful Canine about a dozen times and has never had any issues until a couple of weeks ago when she picked up her 13-year-old chocolate lab Bellatrix. 2 days after dropping her off, she immediately knew something was wrong.
She made it past the doors, and then my husband had to pick her up and put her in the car. I paid for the service, got in the car, blasted the air conditioning because I knew she was hot, and I knew she was going.
During the investigation, Coeur d'Alene police say they found several issues at the kennel, and when they weren't fixed, police were concerned for the welfare of all the animals still there. Animal Control has revoked Faithful Canine's license and removed all of those animals. Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:38.
We want to get back over to Mark talking about the aurora forecast. We talked about it, and I thought about it as I was driving in this morning. We had clear skies. The moon was gorgeous.
Beautiful.
I didn't see any
No.
colors.
You got to get to the north without any lights, and we're in the view line. Tonight better than tomorrow night, but again, it's going to be a clear sky. And temperature-wise, it's not too bad to hang out. It's those winter aurora borealis that get a little chilly. Hey, we're going to have a check of that very warm forecast coming up.
And new concerns about mental health in kids. Some problems are going undiagnosed. The impact this could have on their long-term health coming up.
Plus, a new update to the online AI tool ChatGPT, the new human-like features and how you can use them. That's right after this break.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
Well, it's almost election time. Typical politicians trying to tell us they're conservative.
Yeah, well, that's not Congressman Newhouse. He worked with the liberals to try to remove Trump. And don't get me started on that Sessler.
He's not just a vegan.
Sessler wants a 30% tax on everything we buy.
Even my haircut.
Even my beer. He wants 30% if I want to buy new land.
So the choice is a never Trumper or a vegan.
Tiffany Smiley.
Oh, Smiley's the one.
I really like her.
MWSA Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising. Did you know that if you shave, 1/3 of what you remove is skin? New Dove helps repair it. So if you shave it, Dove it. New Dove. Replenish your skin after every shave.
This delectable Knorr ramen noodle recipe will put an end to your drive-through dinner rituals. Throw that Knorr bouillon in that tasty combo of delightful carrots and the rich touch of bok choy. Make your own Knorr taste combo. It's not fast food, but it's so good.
Our cost of living is out of control, and people are hurting. Gas, food, and housing prices are among the nation's highest. The cost of crime is soaring, and we're the worst for taxes and spending. As governor, I will fund what works, fix what doesn't, and stop spending money we just don't have. Bob Ferguson won't change a thing. I will, and that's the difference.
Dave Reichert.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series, gas, hybrid, or all-electric. These are the deals you've been waiting for. So don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Lease a 2024 F-150 STX Super Crew for just $399 a month. Only at your local Ford dealer.
The right window shade can do more than just cover a window. Imagine shades that light up to illuminate dark spaces. Shades that adjust automatically for the best lighting or privacy. Shades that improve energy efficiency for lower utility bills. All with legendary Hunter Douglas quality for style that lasts. Hunter Douglas. Shades like no other.
Good morning and welcome back. It's now 6:41. A new study suggests mental health problems are being missed or going undiagnosed in young people. About 60% of young people who died by suicide between January of 2010 and December of 2021 had no previously diagnosed mental health condition, according to the study. The CDC records show more than 40,000 suicides among young people. Of those, only 40% had a documented mental health diagnosis, such as clinical depression, schizophrenia, or anxiety disorders. American Indian, Alaska Native, and Black people were less likely to have a diagnosis.
It is a Wednesday morning. Your 10-second takeaway, going to be sunny and warm today. It's going to be an average high for the most part, within 2 degrees. So we're back to wearing light colors. We're hydrating, drinking water, sunscreen. Get that. You'll need it. 89 the high today. ChatGPT's advanced voice mode is now available to certain paid users. The feature works with the most powerful version of the chatbot, ChatGPT 4o. The goal is to make it available to all Plus users in the fall. Now, earlier this year, OpenAI stunned users when it demonstrated the remarkably lifelike updated voice mode. It can respond in real time, adjust to interruptions, make giggling noises when the user makes a joke, and judge a speaker's emotional state based on the tone of their voice.
Wow.
Getting more and more advanced.
And more concerning.
Yes.
A little bit creepy. It's now 6:43.
The days are dwindling down until you have to submit your primary election ballot, and Marissa Rio is live at the Spokane County Elections Office this morning to answer some of your questions.
You have less than 1 week to cast your vote in the primary elections. We'll share the security measures the Spokane County Elections Office takes when they receive your ballot coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Making the Olympics takes training.
Same's true if you want to be Attorney General.
Our dad, Nick Brown, is ready for the job. After law school, he was an Army JAG officer. Worked for the governor where he stood up to Donald Trump. The president appointed him U.S. Attorney.
We cracked down on drug trafficking and violent crime and always defended our fundamental rights.
I don't think Dad's going to make the Olympics.
But a lot of people know he's going to be a great Attorney General.
Hi, I'm Randy, owner of Rooter 911 Sewer and Drain.
Sewer and drain cleaning at half the price of the larger competitors. 24/7 service for all of your sewer and drain cleaning needs in Spokane, 535-3136.
As a civilian working in Iraq, I saw firsthand the courage of our troops. Today, too many veterans are struggling with addiction, homelessness, and pain. I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message because when I get to Congress, I'll make sure that our vets get the support they've earned.
Our story began with my dad becoming forgetful, that then morphed into an Alzheimer's diagnosis. And at the same time, my mom had Parkinson's. I want the best for my parents because they wanted the best for me. I think if I had walk hairs, I would have had a different reality. There's a little less pressure, a lot less fear. Walk hairs and your ability to take it to another state is huge.
I'm Tiffany Smiley, and I approve this message.
He's been in office way too long. He's completely out of touch. Even voted to give total amnesty and citizenship to millions of illegal immigrants. You might be thinking Joe Biden, but it's Dan Newhouse. That's right. Amnesty Dan and Sleepy Joe worked together to encourage the invasion of gangs, drugs, and crime into our communities. So now it's time for Dan and Joe to go.
50th, dead last. Washington has the lowest number of law enforcement officers per capita of any state. That's unacceptable. As governor, I'll fix it. Public safety is my top priority. I'll hire more police and first responders, create a statewide response unit to tackle the fentanyl crisis, and invest the $1 billion I won from drug companies to increase treatment. Washingtonians must feel safe and be safe for our state to thrive.
When it matters most, America turns to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight.
Welcome back. The time is now 6:46. We are less than 1 week away now from the primary elections.
If you have not already received your ballot in the mail, you need to contact the elections office. Marissa Rio is there now. And Marissa, you're planning on dropping off your ballot this morning.
Yes, that's right. I brought my ballot to the Spokane County Elections Office, and there are drop-off boxes here, so I plan on casting my vote before returning to the station. Now, once the Spokane County Elections Office receives your ballot, there is an entire process to ensure that your ballot is secure. If you still need to drop off your ballot drop-off boxes are opened around the county until 8 p.m. on election night. Ballot security is something that the Spokane County Elections Office takes very seriously, and there are multiple stages and people in the ballot processing routine. It goes through a sorter, and someone verifies the signature by comparing it to your signature on your registration. If the signature is deemed not valid, another team reviews it. If your ballot is challenged, you'll receive a text, email, and letter letting you know you need to correct it. From the time you drop off your ballot, an official says it's safe with them.
When the ballot's being processed, there's always at least 2 people with the ballot. And it's behind closed doors if it's not being processed, and those are locked and sealed every night. So to make sure there's no unauthorized entry into the ballot rooms.
For a list of ballot drop-off boxes, you can visit our website at kxly.com. Now, according to the Spokane County Elections Office, as of Monday, over 360,000 people here in Spokane County are registered to vote, and over 43,000 ballots had been returned. That means nearly 12% of voters within the county have casted their vote in this primary election. If you would like to track your ballot, you can visit our website at kxly.com. Live in Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Marissa, thanks so much for that update there. Get your ballots in if you haven't. Well, hey, here's a live look today at our beautiful city, the Pavilion, looking nice.
It sure is. And I'm taking a look at this. So we're wrapping up July today. That is an incredible calendar you've got there.
A lot of heat, a lot of records broken this month. Again, we had 20 days of 90-plus degree heat, all in a row, starting on the 5th of July. 4 record highs, and those hundreds equaled 6 that we've had so far this month. And we're expecting to see another couple come in for August, but we don't have a lot of 100-degree days in Spokane on average. So, yeah, that was crazy. Now, air quality is good. Things will look great. In fact, throughout the region, air is in pretty good shape. In around some of the fires, yeah, we're seeing some smoke. Sunshine. We're not going to see a lot of cloud cover. 10 a.m. is going to be 74 degrees. We're going to be at 80 by noon, and then we'll get into the upper 80s all afternoon long with a high today of 89. Winds are going to be relatively light. Right now we're in the low 60s. Very comfortable. Nice start to the day. Go out and walk the dog. Just a reminder. We're not going to see a lot of cloud cover. A little bit into the mountains, but that's going to be about it. We could see a little bit Friday morning, a little monsoonal moisture that's catching up. 89 will be our high today, 86 into Coeur d'Alene. Now we look at the planning forecast. We have the 98 for Thursday, and then you see Friday, Saturday into the triple digits. Saturday could be a little flirtatious with 99. Okay, potentially. But right now I'm going to stick with 102. We're going to have temperatures in the upper 90s Monday and Tuesday. We do see a break. That would be 90 degrees for next Wednesday, a week from today.
Oh.
So, all right, for 6 days in a row, it's going to be hot.
Mentally prepare now.
Yeah.
All right, it is now 10 minutes before the hour. Your morning sprint's coming up.
We'll see you right after this break. Thanks so much for starting your day with us on Good Morning Northwest.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Travel for Adventures is brought to you in part by TourMosesLake.com.
I'm Jacqueline Maycomber.
Jacqueline Maycomber will work for us. A former law enforcement officer, a rancher, a conservative. She'll seal the border and won't take any bull from D.C.
I'm Jacqueline Maycomber, and I approve this ad.
What am I going to tell my dad?
Tragic, truly. I've got a quick fix for this whole ordeal.
Yeah, I'm going to call SWAT.
Oh, nope. Don't want to do that.
After an accident like this, we care about getting you back on your feet. At Craig Swap & Associates, we do just that.
Just remember, one call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
I'm Mike Kelly. As a business owner and citizen, I feel Olympia's overreach, just like you. That's why I'm running for Washington State Senate District 4 to push back.
Mike Kelly will safeguard families, secure a prosperous future, and is committed to accountability.
Washington's made mistakes, but there's hope. I know because I've made mistakes and made a comeback. So let's work together because Washington's worth saving.
Paid for by Mike Kelly for Washington, Republican.
Beautiful duet honeycomb shades from Hunter Douglas have a unique, energy-efficient design which provides insulation at the window, helping reduce your utility bills year-round without compromising on style. And now you can qualify for a federal tax credit of up to $1,200 on select styles. To learn more, visit us at hunterdouglas.com or call today.
Well, it's almost election time.
Typical politicians trying to tell us they're conservative.
Yeah, well, that's not Congressman Newhouse. He worked with the liberals to try to remove Trump. And don't get me started on that Sessler.
He's not just a vegan.
Sessler wants a 30% tax on everything we buy.
Even my haircut.
Even my beer. He wants 30% if I want to buy new land.
So the choice is a never-Trumper or a vegan.
Tiffany Smiley.
Oh, Smiley's the one.
I really like her.
MWSA Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Jacqueline is a former officer and has witnessed fentanyl devastate our communities. She led the charge to criminalize deadly drugs and bolster our police force. I stand with law enforcement officers in endorsing Jacqueline.
I'm Jacqueline Maycomber, and I approve this ad.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Welcome back. The time right now is 6:53, and it's time to get you ready to take on your Wednesday in the morning sprint.
Hannah Joy is in studio with breaking news of expanding conflict in the Middle East.
Marissa Rio is at the elections office with just a week to go until primary elections.
And Mark Peterson is preparing us for a return to record heat.
But first, new developments this morning to a story we first brought you last night. The hours-long standoff near Minnehaha Park is over. SWAT teams and hostage negotiators worked into the early morning hours on East Frederick and North Dearborn. The suspect barricaded himself inside a home there. Police say that the standoff is related to a drive-by shooting that happened yesterday near Hilliard. Right now, we're still waiting for more details from police about what exactly happened, and we'll pass those along as soon as we learn more.
Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh has been killed in Iran's capital. Fear has sparked that a wider regional war could break out at any moment. Iran state media say an investigation is underway following the killing of Hamas political leader. Hamas claims that their leader was killed in a Zionist raid. As of now, there are protests in Hamas that could spread globally.
In our forecast, we start off with a relatively mild start. I mean, we're 65 downtown. We've got temperatures in the low 60s all over the place, 52 up into Deer Park. Our highs today, well, we're going to see temperatures that are going to be into the upper 80s and low 90s throughout our region. Mid 80s for North Idaho, looking pretty good. Our day, we're going to get to 89 with plenty of sunshine.
Well, we've been tracking some breaking news overnight of a wildfire in Grant County. It all started late last night near Soap Lake, briefly causing level 3 evacuations, where those were lifted just after midnight. According to the sheriff's office, one man was arrested for first-degree reckless burning for causing that fire. One person seriously injured, and several vehicles and outbuildings have been destroyed. Further damage assessment is underway right now.
And several fires we're checking on burning in our area this morning. Level 2 evacuations remain in place in North Garfield County for the Lower Granite Fire. It's burning north of Pomeroy. According to the Garfield County Sheriff's Office, the wildfire started Monday afternoon on South Deadman Road. It's burned about 14,500 acres. It's not contained at all. People living near South Deadman Road need to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. People living in Pomeroy are not affected by the evacuations. 87 fire personnel are working on this fire.
And crews continue to make progress this morning in Idaho on a wildfire burning about a half hour east of Lewiston. The Department of Lands now says the Gwen fire is 34% contained. That's up from just 10% earlier yesterday. Firefighters capitalized on this recent rain and made good progress on the fire. Some families have been able to return home, but there are still evacuation orders in effect. The fire has burned 45 square miles and torn through several homes and businesses. You can watch our stories on people in Julietta escaping the fire up right now on KXLY.com.
And right now, close to 500 people are battling the Sawilla fire burning northwest of Spokane in Ferry County and the Colville Reservation near Grand Coulee. Fire crews say it's now 45% contained. The command chief saying the weather played a major factor.
Things are looking really good. The weather, as you've seen, we've had a little bit of cloud cover. We've had a few showers the last couple days, which really allowed our firefighters to get in on this fire, get some of those control lines put in, and now it's just mopping up some of those sections and getting this fire put to bed. I'll hit around this.
And just south of Spokane and Latah Valley, one lane remains closed on northbound Highway 195 this morning as crews finish up cleaning that small brush fire near South Mullen Hill Road. No word yet on when the highway will completely reopen, but we'll be keeping a close eye on all of these fires and let you know. Be sure to download the KXLY app and turn on push notifications to get all these important updates sent straight to your phone.
The primary elections are less than a week away, and you can still register to vote in the primaries in person. If you still need to drop off your ballot drop-off boxes are open around the county until 8 p.m. on election night. Ballot security is something that the Spokane County Elections Office takes very seriously. There are multiple stages and people in the ballot processing routine. It goes through a sorter, and someone verifies the signature by comparing it to your signature on your registration. For a list of drop-off boxes, you can visit our website at KXLY.com. Live in Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Former GMA anchor Charlie Gibson and his daughter Kate are taking us into the ingenious world of children's pop-up books. And they're talking to one of the most dazzling pop-up creators out there, writer Robert Sabuda. All the fun coming up next on Good Morning America.
And it heads up to Spokane dog owners. On Monday, the High Bridge Dog Park in West Spokane is set to close for some renovations until October. And when it's finished, there will be a small and a large dog area, better lighting, and more parking spaces and seating. We'll be right back with the last check of weather after this.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
At Numerica, we've got money answers for people who follow pets on social media. Get money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
Higher prices, a wide open border, dysfunction in D.C. We need new leadership in Washington. We need Michael Baumgartner. He'll stop the reckless spending. Baumgartner will work to close the southern border once and for all. And he'll never stop fighting for Eastern Washington families. It's time for a change. It's time for a common sense conservative. It's time for Michael Baumgartner in Congress. Conservatives for American Excellence is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Emma? My name's Emma, too. Are you?
Yeah, you. In a few years.
How?
You went back to school. Finished your degree.
Face your future with Whitworth University.
All right, so we have a little bit of haze out there. Air quality is good, and we're going to continue to see pretty good air quality during the summer, and in the morning hours we see that haze no matter what. Our forecast, high today, 89 degrees. Winds are going to be light, looking pretty good. Excessive heat watch for Friday and Saturday because of the heat that's building in from the south. So when we look at our next piece here we go. Thursday, 98. Friday, 103, 102 on Saturday. Now, we cool, ladies, to the upper 90s for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Mark's already looking ahead till Friday here, and Friday on the brain.
Cooling, yes. We will see it throughout Good Morning America. It starts right now.